of the heat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of those old transformers love to melt down in this weather.
Oh, that's nice. The hair's just great. Oh, I got it. Okay, we're good. So let me. Okay.
Does that sound?
I think so. You can go ahead, start it. Like to call the tree board meeting to order, City of Harvard, July 1, 2026 at 6:33 p.m. Roll call, Jannette Hugg, Jay Wolf, Shawn Kingzette, and Lisa Haderlein. Shannon Kingzette and Joel Kriete are not here. Also present, Rob Lambs and Debi Bejot. Okay, we have a quorum. No one's attending electronically. And there's no public to make a comment. So, did everybody have a chance to review the April minutes?
Yes.
Yes, I have a correction.
Okay.
The very last item on page 4, it was not Shannon Kingzette, it was me that
Oh, okay.
participated in that tree keepers course.
Have that changed for record?
Okay.
Okay, any other comments, questions, changes? Okay, motion to approve.
I move we approve the minutes of the the April 1st meeting.
Thank you, Janet. Second? Jay, second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, we have minutes approved. Item number 6 on the agenda is discussion of fall tree planting event. And Rob?
So this is merely, I wanted to mention it while we're in session here, that we do still have that $1,900 to expend by the end of the year. This is the remainder from the funding that was available to us for the spring planting or the fall planting last year. So that funding does have a sunset clause this year, December 31st. So I'd like to see if you wanted to schedule another tree planting event for this fall.
So would you picture it being similar to the one we did with the Trees Forever funding last year, which was replacing removed, weren't we replacing removed street
That
trees?
was the ginkgos, yeah, the ginkgos and the crabapple trees, something like that.
Okay. What do folks think?
We had the challenge last year of just getting enough volunteers for 2 events. It's mostly us. There's a few volunteers, but it was mostly, I think we used staff for that, right?
Yeah, we
That
had,
was a concern.
yeah, because Gio was here. And then I think it was members of the tree board, city staff, and then the 2 young girls from the high school, and that was it. Yeah.
It was fine. I mean, we did it. And did most of those trees survive?
Yeah, they all did.
Wow.
Good.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. But, we just expressed that concern before that it's hard. I have no problems making the commitment, but is it possible to do it during the day where we're not paying overtime for staff and get staff help or something?
That would be up to the administration if we want to do it during the workday, so Public Works can do, because there has to be like the Trees Forever funding, there has to be public engagement, correct, yeah.
Part of it.
Yeah.
Depending on what the workload was at the time
say right now.
Fall's usually, I mean,
We have a
it's,
couple projects.
it's
coming up.
all busy.
Right.
It's, at the discretion of the,
So this money that we have to spend, it has to be with volunteers.
correct.
And we already have, do we have another fall tree planting event scheduled?
We do not have anything scheduled right now.
Do we-
Open Lands is interested. Is that correct?
Open Lands, from the discussions last year, Open Lands is interested. So this is something that they want to do again. The grant application is open right now. But we have to determine then what area of the city you want to plant it in, submit the grant, and then hope that we get the grant so that way we can start advertising. Because last time we
And
knew,
still canvass to get
and still canvas to
people
get.
that are willing to have the
Right.
tree in front of their house.
Because last year, we started advertising and trying to push in August.
So we decided, if I remember correctly, that we would do one spring and one fall event, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. So we've done our spring. So we have one fall to do. So we could either do this one or Open Lands.
Last year we did and.
Yeah, we
And-
did both.
We did
both.
both.
Yeah.
You can,
Do we run the risk of overcommitting again? Do we feel more confident that we can have two events? And they're two wonderful, were really good.
Yeah,
19 trees that survived, combined with the Open Lands one was very successful.
I guess that the question would come to the tree board is, can members of the tree board make the push to get out there, to get the volunteers, to canvas if needed, to support those events?
well, I mean, with the Open Lands event, the homeowners are supposed to help.
Yeah, but one of the issues we had when we were walking, canvassing the neighborhoods, is so many of these larger, older houses have been converted into apartments, and the people there weren't the homeowners. And they really didn't care, one way or the other. We couldn't even, talk to them about it. And we didn't have, enough flyers to really hand out to people. But honestly, I think if we'd given the renter a flyer, they probably would have just thrown it in the garbage anyway. They're not going to give it to the landlord.
Well, we still planted 40 trees. I mean,
What about, we talked about reaching out through the city newsletter just to raise awareness. Could we post some kind of an application and have people actively,
That's
ask us
that's-
to come?
that's like the Open Lands thing itself. There was an app and a click through where you could go and register yourself, and we still had
Right.
maybe 15 people do it that way, and the rest was kind of ground pounding.
Right, and I think we were more successful with the app or
Or no, we definitely had more success with getting out there and getting the word out. We had some people that took 4 trees, which really helped. But
There's a minimum of how many? Was there a minimum?
it's like 35 to 40.
35 to 40?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think, that was a really great event. If we can have it back again, it's just that, I think when we did it before, we were really, really pushing to try to get out there. I don't know if there'd be like a coordination event where instead of a meeting or just even just a couple of people get together and start walking door to door.
yeah, I mean, so I know one of the issues we had last year is it had to be a relatively compact area. And when we posted it on social media, we had people who didn't live in the first ward signing up to get trees, which was not ideal, since we,
Would
I
it be
think
the
we
same
got them
thing?
some of the trees from the later planting, though.
Is this going to be the same thing where there's a targeted area?
Yeah, so we would have to pick a part of the city.
Then it's kind of hard to open it up through,
Yeah, that makes it tough with
General
social media. You want to
information.
share it, and
Yeah, I
then people
mean, we
don't look
have
at the
to
fine
know.
print.
So Rob, from the tree inventory, I'm guessing, is there, like we did the first ward, because there was definitely a
So it
need.
has less to do with the inventory and majorly to do with Yes, well, and,
Served.
correct, so we have to,
community type
so
thing.
this is kind of, let me see if I can make this bigger. This is, get out of here. This is, so you can see everybody here, all the Chicagoland regions. Crystal Lake doesn't qualify, Woodstock doesn't qualify,
Right.
but
Chemung Township,
yes,
yes.
so.
We're special.
Yes, that's why we can only be, we have to be north of Brink Street and west of, I think, Harvard Hills Road, Crowley.
Still a pretty good sized chunk of town.
So it gets the majority of our population. You know, last year it was this corner.
Yep.
You know, so this year, you know, you can pretty much do anything around the Washington School or this side of the city. You know, I think your best bet would probably be north of Diggins and west of 14.
And maybe using the city hall as the,
No, because
coordinating location?
it's too down in the corner. We need something more
okay.
central, so it'd probably be like Northfield Park.
Northfield Park?
Mhm.
Yeah.
You had asked us to do some research on which areas had the least amount of rentals, and it was Ward 2, so.
Okay, okay.
And realistically speaking, not that I would want to be a jerk about it, but also the city right of way is the city property. If
Right.
we want to plant a tree there.
Was that an open lands requirement of the grant that there was a homeowner that was committing?
They recommended it be,
Recommended.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, and because they want somebody to be keeping the tree watered.
Yeah, that was part of the
And
deal. They had
taking
to
care of
sign
it
up
for
and say
3
they were going to
years.
take care of the tree.
Yeah,
And I think we were finding several, or at least I did, the people I talked to that were renters saying, oh, I don't know, because I don't know if,
right, right.
my landlord would be happy with that. It's just one more step, one more roadblock.
Right.
So we'd have to figure out how to get this information to the owners of the rental properties, but a lot of these are kind of off the books, so I'm not sure.
Before we go down that rabbit hole, I think we can just make a commitment.
Yeah.
So for the first decision is 2 projects or 1 project. And the next decision is which of those 2 projects, which one, if we only choose one, which one do we want to choose?
So the open lands, if we don't do it this year, do we have an option of doing it following? I mean, it's like we
Yeah, I don't know
could
what
do it
their,
next year, or,
I mean, it seems to be open every year.
okay.
Um, The only other thing you could do would be like a park planting with the 19 trees. Maybe you get volunteers if we're not all over the city. You know, last time we were kind of everywhere.
so,
I feel like since we have to spend that 1,900, that we should probably try to look at that one.
yeah,
If we're only gonna pick one, because we certainly don't wanna,
Rob makes a good point. We could almost commit to 2 if the Trees Forever is a park one.
Yeah.
And
It's going to be
logistics is
tough
a
getting
lot
volunteers
easier.
for 2 events at the end of the year, though.
The open lands one brings in a certain number of volunteers.
So-
That had people from Woodstock and other areas
Right.
I mean,
because of open lands.
right.
with you know, members of the garden club and the land conservancy.
Yeah.
Can you reach out to your volunteer base and, you know, have made for the Trees Forever one, since that's not a resident sort of requirement, you know,
Yeah.
could you get enough volunteers to support a,
Yeah, I think, you know, because that's going to be what, couple hours? Can the staff pre-dig the holes?
we can do that again, yeah.
Yeah, and so I think that could be fun. What's a city park that needs more trees? I think Anna's talking with you about our fall memorial planting TLCs.
She hasn't talked to me yet.
Okay,
I know
she
your
will be.
memorial planting is done.
The spring one, there'll be
Yeah,
a fall one too.
So yeah, up on top of the hills, those are planted.
Yep,
Lions Park's getting tough because of the disc golf course, and just maintaining some open space.
did Did the tulip trees get planted?
They did. We'll see if they, we'll see if they, they had buds when we put them in.
Yeah.
We had really good rain afterwards.
Yeah.
But yeah, unfortunately.
Do you have a preference from city perspective of one event, two events, so?
I mean, from my perspective, if the tree board can get the volunteers and can carry that, because the biggest burden is on staff when we're trying to support this, when there's really not a groundswell for it, because then we end up, sort of taking that, which is the difficult part. But if the tree board is in support of these things and we can make things happen and things can be, more ran by the tree board, and then just, sort of like either staff just, all right, go here, put them here, be done with it. That makes things a lot easier. Especially for me, and in the busy season with construction season, like when we went out to the park and it was, here's where the trees go, we're done. At Lions Park behind the library. What's difficult is when we do stuff like the fall planting, where I have to go around, locate all the tree locations, determine which ones go where, all the stuff, because that's a time constraint for me. If it were something like, all right, here's the park, this is where they're going, here's one locate, it's done, that's a lot more palatable.
So what if we, for instance, did it at the Shadow Creek Park, which came up as having no trees?
Are we talking about trees forever?
Yeah.
Yes.
And we're
I like that idea.
we're upgrading. Yeah, I bet. But we're going to be repairing the
Yes.
court, right? And so that was one of the comments was, looking at pictures of it, there's no trees, there's no shade. So
19 trees there. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now-
You want them?
Or the,
Mark out where you want them.
Sure. The other thing that you could do as well is you have the center of Country Brook.
Kids tend to play ball in there.
yeah,
There's a lot of soccer players.
I think they have baseballs in there too.
There's just, I just
Yeah.
run in there a couple times, sometimes, and there just
Yeah.
seems to be,
Okay.
people use it. It-
Yeah.
It is a well-used park, but
We also have this space here. This is city owned and mowed.
really,
Yes.
that's kind of more like a detention pond.
It is. It's normally dry though,
Yeah.
so just throwing that out there somewhere else.
I think, Deb, I think you bring up a good point that the open lands isn't going away. Like, they probably will continue to do this. We are not guaranteed to get this grant, so maybe, and we have not currently spent the time to apply for this grant.
I'm about halfway through the application just in case, trying to
prepare in
Yes.
advance.
It doesn't appear to be anything long.
and at least with them, they do the locate, don't they?
They do all the
Yeah.
stuff for
They
us.
deliver the trees.
Yes,
And
that of the tree planting events, I think that one is probably the easiest on planting and
It's the legwork
yeah,
to get
yeah,
the-
Now-
and they because they do everything else.
Quick question. The $1,900, that's from Trees Forever, correct?
Yes,
But it has to be spent? Or
This year.
it's,
yes.
okay.
By December.
Would we be able to spend that on trees now that can be bucketed and then planted in the spring? Since we can't combine these two events?
No, because it's a reimbursement grant and they want to see the trees in the ground and they want to see
Oh, okay.
pictures of the volunteer event.
All right.
I think we overcome the hurdle. If we have the Trees Forever event at one space,
Yep.
and
That'll
we do
make
some
things-
pre-digging, and then we don't require,
Yep.
help from staff, you know, then we don't, we could get away with just a few volunteers and
Yeah.
effectively do it.
Yeah.
Without killing anybody, like, like you said, driving from site to site and the way we did it, it went well, but it was a little bit too much. And I think it's more like 1.5 events. Or it won't be the same as last year. We could have both events as long as we do the Trues Forever at one space.
That would be, if,
And then
if it were the two events, that would be the way I would suggest.
Is there water out at,
There's a hydrant by the tennis courts.
oh,
Or-
okay.
Yeah, by the former tennis courts.
Oh, okay.
Is the open land grants application, is that time sensitive just for the fall, or is that, do they do a spring too?
It's
Or how does
fall.
that work? It's only fall.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering too, that if we tabled that one for this year, but started working on a potential list of recipients in the next
We
year.
give ourselves a full year to say, okay, people in
If you, yes,
this ward,
if we were able to be successful in getting this grant, would you be interested in this? And start building that list now, little by little, like by advertising?
And that kind of gets to be a catch-all, because the people who can't get it in this year's zone can sign up for next year's zone, which would be, and that way it'd be less filtering. It'll be like, if they sign up, we can just say, hey, you don't get one this year, but next year your area's gonna get it and you'll get it next year.
Right, and just put something out there where they can, and then there's not so much boots on the ground last minute trying to go door to door and that type of
bring
thing.
that up. We aren't ready to canvass.
Right, and then we just kind of figure out a way to advertise and just build that list up. Not promising anything, but letting them know that this might be something we can do next year. Would you be interested if this came to fruition?
Well, that would give the tree board enough time to put together the plan to get the canvas. So then because I wouldn't say, we did use the library a lot. Of those 40 trees, weren't a dozen of them?
I think
10.
6 to 9
Yeah.
were there.
Yeah, because we did need to keep it all in that.
Yeah, and that was the challenging part. I mean, with any of that.
How many times have you been?
Oh, just
Like how many times a day?
a few
right?
dozen times an hour.
Yep.
So, if you were to go to Northfield, their requirements would be that you were no further than a half mile away from the meetup site. So you could go
Pretty good.
Yeah, you could almost go to Brown, down here to Blackman, and then Oak Grove Crossing. But you could capture all of Turtle Crossing and all of this lower area as well here. Just
So
by
that's
doing
most
that.
of the second ward, except
Correct.
for Oak Grove Crossing.
Yeah, I mean, or the other thing you could do is you could say, Oak Grove Crossing. That's it. That's your half. That's your the park in the middle of Oak Grove Crossing is your start point. Only Oak Grove Crossing gets it. Or do you
Except
do
they
it-
probably have less of a need.
Trees on their tree banks
Yeah.
that were required when
They-
they were built.
they
Exactly,
do.
yeah.
They do, but a lot of this stuff, they do have gaps. There are some gaps in here where either a house might not have a tree or, it's since been cut down. We need to come through here and update some of the stuff. But there are stuff there. I mean, because realistically, if you're looking at who has trees, down here in this ward as well, you're not.
Yeah.
But the other thing is just getting the commitment, getting the people interested, which is that's the most challenging part of any of this
And
stuff.
I'll commit to talking to everyone on the Roosevelt cul-de-sac. Because my mom, that one tree, it's my mom's tree.
This one?
Okay, that
No one
one.
else has a tree.
And no one else has a tree.
I should just do Olive Roosevelt.
Northern Red Oak.
Second over.
Yep. It's a,
Actually, that whole run looks pretty.
Yeah, you could just knock out that whole strip right there.
That
Yeah.
block and then the next block over,
Yeah,
it's pretty
yeah.
thin there. There's,
just do Roosevelt.
That
there's
whole road.
definitely.
Yeah.
room for-
We could do 40 trees just down Roosevelt. And then I can ask Tony, who's a landscaping business, ask him to help with the planting.
I think that's an idea for the Trees Forever one, if we do it at Shadow Creek, is there's several landscapers that live in that neighborhood, and I can go hit them up and say, hey, on
Yeah.
this date, we're gonna plant some trees, come on over.
Knock those out real quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't have
You
a
have no
neighbor.
clue.
Well, and you could, you could further that by, you could say, hey, we're planting these trees, would you be willing to volunteer your time and equipment, and then further take the burden off of the city and say,
Yeah.
all right, you guys, we're gonna mark out the holes, they'll be located, all you guys have to do is show up with your equipment and your shovels and put them in.
Yeah, the guy right next to there, that's White Pines Landscape, the house to the left.
Okay.
That guy right there is a landscape.
You know their houses from Google Earth?
Oh, yeah.
It has nothing to do with Google Earth, it's just the treetops.
Yeah, I use it for work as well.
An asset, very good.
So what do you think? Should we?
I think the combination of trying to canvas to get people to commit to the 40, even though Open Lands will do a good job of getting some volunteers, we'll still have to get some volunteers for that event, and then also some volunteers for the Trees Forever event.
Yeah.
I think that's, and knowing that we've struggled before with just getting enough commitment. Last year, we had the mayor, and there was like a group of 6, 7, Jannette helped. I think Shannon went out, you guys did a good job of
We
canvassing.
did.
We're out.
Yeah.
And I don't think we're ready, like, my opinion is that we just do the Trees Forever this year. Now, I don't mind that idea of like Roosevelt. If we can keep it simple, the same that we could do the Trees Forever, and say we'll do this street. How many at the park at Northfield? The park at Northfield. Is there opportunities for trees at the meeting place?
Yeah, Northfield's kind of tough because, now we have that court, basketball court going in over here. And then this open field spot is used for sports, yeah.
What's the property to the right of that?
That's the church.
That's the church?
Oh, yeah.
They might want some.
Yeah, for a whole
Yeah.
bunch.
Yeah.
So if we did make it simple for ourselves and only just some on public property, some on a property like that
Is that the
church, and then
Baptist church?
Roosevelt, if we
Yeah.
could,
Okay.
I'm kind of,
Why couldn't we put them along Northfield along the,
You could, the
right
only,
up by the church property?
I'm happy to,
Along here.
yeah, you could.
I'm happy to
The
talk
only
to
thing,
folks on
becomes then
Roosevelt.
with anything put in the park is then trying to think, like up here is water, like if we do the trees, Shadow Creek, there's a hydrant right there if we have, if it gets real bad. But we don't want them spread out real bad because then if we end up having to
Yeah.
water them, it's gonna be not a fun task.
Yeah, because where's the water out there?
There's hydrants.
There's hydrants out there.
Oh,
But
okay.
there isn't any.
Over
like,
there?
they're not.
Okay.
There's hydrants, but there's gaps.
Yeah, we could talk to the Baptist church. Just don't have them because they don't spend.
Yeah.
There is a huge.
End up giving us their land.
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of opportunity.
It's always been that way. I mean, it's just.
I wonder if they were planning sometime to do a school or something. Yeah. It is.
I know the one thing that they said they'd be open to at one point in time was I contacted them because we have to put up a bunch of snow fence around their property because it's just such an open wasteland. That I said, if I were to buy you a bunch of bushes, and they said, yeah.
I might take some trees.
Yeah.
You could,
We could probably put them all there.
Yeah, 40
Yeah, you
trees,
could put all 40 there.
and each congregant adopts a tree.
There you go. There's your volunteer list right there.
What is site for memorial trees, Lisa?
I don't know that I've ever seen
True.
them use that.
No,
kind of
I have
thing.
not.
They're not out there doing events or anything.
No.
they have two random big old trees in there.
Do we know what their attendance is like at that church? Because, I mean, if it's like my church, big church, a lot of property, 35
goes, yeah.
people in the church on a Sunday, you know, you might not have a lot of volunteers. And they all tend to be 60 plus in age, too.
Well, I'll suggest that Anna reach out to them. See
Yeah, I
if
think
they'd like to do some memorial trees.
Yeah.
I think my opinion would change as long as we could make the open lands one simple enough. I think we can make the trees forever one simple enough. That one, then I think we could do both. But if we have to go find 40 individuals to take a tree, I don't see that.
There is, they do have, how many trees would you like to plant?
Okay. 10 is the
Dial that
minimum.
back a little bit,
Yeah.
go 20 to 30.
Could we, like,
Well, I mean, part of the reason it was so high last year is because that's what the Citizens Climate folks really
Yeah,
wanted
what
to
if we
do.
just did 20?
Yeah.
Or
And
even
between
10
the
to
park and
20.
the
Well,
church.
either
Yeah.
that, or you could just say, you know, last year the Citizens Climate Lobby was really pushing for the 30 to 40. You put it out there, and just kind of still do the foot pounding and still get out there, but you know, as part of the process with open lands, you can just kind of say, you know what, we don't know what our anticipated thing is. We'll try our best.
Yeah.
I mean, could be either or. But if you want to take a year off and try to get people interested in a sign-up list and
I think if the goal is to just plant trees, then this year, like, talk to the church and
yeah.
some of the park that's in it. If the goal is to fill in our tree banks, then we should wait and see and get a good interest list going.
with the open lands, we were going to be targeting just a specific area though, right?
It'd be like
Right.
half,
Could
half
we-
mile.
Second ward.
Yeah.
Ahead of going around on a canvas, could we do a flyer drop
Yep.
at all of those houses so that by the time we go to canvas, there'll be some knowledge about
Flyers,
what
'cause
we're
last time we
talking
walked around,
about?
everybody wanted a copy. of
Yeah,
what
we
were
didn't even
handing out,
have
and
flyers to
like-
hand out.
I had one in English and one in Spanish, and that's all I had. Well, you take a picture with your phone, and one person's like,
Yeah.
I don't have a phone.
Yeah, but if we could
Yeah, we weren't really
blanket the
prepared.
area with a flyer.
When's our next tree board meeting?
September?
Yeah, September.
Every 2 months or 3 months?
2. Or no, it was quarterly.
Well, we skipped a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
went from
quarterly.
April to July.
I mean,
Make
we
a certain
could,
Commitment, we need to make sure we have a meeting in time. to-
right,
Or set up a subcommittee-ish thing to
right.
do some footwork.
Well, when would we do the planting for the trees forever?
Where would or
When?
when? That's up to this body.
So we should set
Yeah,
that
what would-
date now. If we're
What
not
would
gonna
be the
meet
best
again
time to do
October.
the
I have no idea.
Shadow Creek?
Was that last time we did it in October?
That sounds right.
So,
Both in October, they're
Yeah.
2 weeks apart.
So if
Yeah.
you're gonna do it in
The open lands one
October,
was
you should
first.
set the date now.
Yeah.
You need to move around more, Janet.
Is that it? I'm not making an.
It's mood lighting.
I'll just sit here and wave my,
Do the wave, everyone.
Yeah, like one of those inflatable things.
right.
Or we could all just do a wave, you know.
So you have the 3rd, the 3rd, the 10th. There's 5 Saturdays in October.
When were they gonna do the Dia de los Muertos?
That's the 17th, I think. That's
So
what
you're
I
going
have
to
it
the
down
17th.
as.
Are they gonna change it? They're probably not gonna change it, are they?
I don't know, Lori was gonna talk to
Yeah, because Lori wanted to be on.
Sandra. Yeah,
Thinking they probably won't, but. so
well,
we-
because like Halloween's on a Saturday. I mean,
Yeah,
could
so-
be the next day would be a good day, but that's Lori's talking to
Yeah.
them.
Well, let's avoid the 17th just in case.
Yeah.
So tentatively the 17th?
No, avoid the 17th. So the 3rd, the 10th, or the 24th.
So then the open lands one, we work around their schedule, right?
They give us,
They give us some options.
yeah, they would say, like, when do you want it?
I think earlier in the month, the better.
Probably gonna be warmer.
So what do you think, 3rd or the 10th?
I prefer the 3rd. Individually, personally.
For Shadow Creek?
And we decided Shadow Creek. And Rob, did you say that you could actually pre-dig the holes ahead of time?
We can, but, you know, if,
On regular company
If-
time, I mean.
yeah, if,
Signs or whatever.
if Sean can get some landscapers to volunteer, I mean, it's a good opportunity
That'd be
for
great,
advertising
too.
for them and, you know.
Because that was the difficulty in this one that we just did up in Lyons Park. My God, you couldn't get a shovel in the ground.
That was tough. That
But we did it,
We did it.
and
It
we
was
had
tough,
good
though.
volunteers,
That was a good event.
yeah,
Yeah.
and we got our,
There's a little hiccups, but.
and we got our check from Trees Forever for $25,000.
Yay, yay.
So the 3rd, yeah, we just have to have all the spots marked out where you want them. You can pick.
That'd be a nice, short drive for Sean.
Yeah.
Drive.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Better not drive.
Well, maybe a golf cart.
I think he'll stroll. Yes.
Okay, cool. October 3rd.
Okay. 10 o'clock?
Start advertising now.
I'd probably wait till August.
Well, we'll have
We
another
can-
billing
yeah,
going out in August.
Yeah, we
so-
can, because if, it's the public notification thing. If you do it too far
They'll
away,
forget.
they'll forget.
Mm-hmm.
And then plus, with any of these outdoor volunteer events, they don't do anything until they know what the weather's gonna be.
That's true too. Okay. And we'll just use our link that we set up for.
Yeah, and even if we did it, 2 months in advance, so if we got something out, mid-August sometime.
Great.
Rob, if you dig the holes, don't use the soil. Do you have an auger instead? 'Cause those holes were too big at
Yeah.
Mary's Park. And you had to fill in soil, like you removed the soil,
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
had to add soil.
Yeah.
Do we know how big, do we have control over the size of these trees? Because these are coming
With-
from
with-
Curtis.
Trees forever, they cannot be bald.
Oh, these are, they have to be the small
They
ones.
have to be the small trees.
So
So,
I
I
don't
mean,
think we need to,
pre-dig.
no.
Okay.
I think what we can do from the demonstration, well, let's see how much landscaper support we get. But if we do get some community support, I think we should pre-dig and do a couple as a demo.
Right.
That was like a little thing I noticed.
Like we did at Mary's Park.
that- was
Right.
Like we did at Mary's Park for the first
Yes,
one.
we did the
Yeah.
first one together and then we split up, and I
Mhm.
think that went a little bit better in terms of people understanding what they
Yeah.
do.
So maybe like the trees we did up at the food forest, that size?
Smaller. So the ones we did up at the
Bigger than the food forest ones.
yeah, I'm thinking they're gonna be smaller than the ones we did in May, bigger than the food forest ones.
Okay.
They're not gonna be whips.
They'll be more like the ones that we planted by the water tower, that TLC planted by the
Okay,
water
all right.
tower. I think those were 5-gallon,
Yeah, maybe, because you can do,
10-gallon.
yeah, you can do 15
Yeah,
gallon, you know,
okay.
something maybe an inch or two deviate.
Right, October
Okay.
3rd, 10 a.m.
And so,
And that's 19 trees.
90 trees.
And we'll just have to know what types you want. That's 19 trees if Jason gives us the $100.
Well, I just need to go check on, almost do the tree selection based off of what he has and size that we're gonna work.
Yeah. And I'm sure he can, you know, when we wanted special trees, he dug them out of the field somewhere, so.
And, yeah, and having an assortment would be good.
Mhm.
You know,
Site's what, I mean,
Yeah.
there's soil at that site, the light conditions, it's just the general whatever. It's almost anything.
yeah. But no maples.
Right.
And, yeah, so we're not gonna, are we deciding that we're not going to even think about the open lands for this year? Or if we make a few inquiries, like with the church and Roosevelt, do we, and maybe a smaller number? What, I mean, what the folks think? Yes, no? No?
I can make some sort of additional yes if someone talks to the church and they say, yeah, we'd be open to that. Now we have some confidence that we do this event, not a lot of,
10 to 20?
yeah, do 10 to 20 trees, so reduce the quantity,
Yeah,
conditionally say, yes, let's go for it, as long as we talk to the church, because then between the park and the church, we know we're almost there.
Okay.
If we're not there, we're pretty close.
And right here, where can you plant trees? Houses of worship.
Excellent.
okay, woo-hoo,
All right.
perfect, okay.
So
Okay.
It's parks and houses of worship, so it's clearly qualifying for two
Yeah.
of their.
Does that have to be a date that we set now then too?
No, because they'll tell us what the date is.
Okay.
Yeah, because they need to, when they can mobilize their folks, because they're
So
coordinating a
wouldn't
lot.
Necessarily, if that was a yes, we wouldn't necessarily have to have another meeting. We would just need to get the word out on the date and get everybody
Right.
together.
Correct.
Okay.
And so, but are you going to have Anna talk to the church then?
Yeah, and I'll talk to all my mom's neighbors on Roosevelt.
That would, I mean, we get the church involved, and the pastor can lay the old guilt trip on everybody.
They don't do that.
No.
That's the Catholic Church.
I was
This
gonna
is
say,
Yeah.
it's not a Catholic church.
Yeah, Baptists, I don't think they do the guilt thing.
Not as much.
No,
Okay.
good, good, thank you. Okay. Discussion on Heritage Oak Tree Recognition Program. So, this is something I've been working on with the tree list, the tree inventory. So, we have, this is a table that shows, it's just based on statistics of the approximate age of trees, based on the species and the diameter at breast height. And so, for instance, a bur or a swamp white oak that's 39 inches across is about 254 years old. Whereas white oak that's between 31 and 34 inches is going to be about 250 years old. So the idea that I had is that since this is the nation's 250th anniversary, that we do some recognition of the heritage trees in Harvard that are and they're going to be oaks. There are a few possible hickories, and somehow recognize those trees. Most of them are on in public parks, but it looks like there are a few on private property. I'm having a challenge with the I've sorted the list, but I was trying to do it on my iPad.
Oh, yeah, you need a computer.
And yeah, and I thought I was just going to end up throwing the iPad out the window.
There's,
So,
you know, like 3,125
yeah,
rows.
yeah. So, but I did get it down to just having the oaks, and did manage to get that, but I can't print it or save it. So I've just got it open. I'll figure it out. But then I was trying to figure out so I didn't print off multiples of these, but I was trying to find something that could be a tag that goes on the tree. And so there's a sample. I don't know, Shawn, for a tree that's that big and old, is it okay to have a couple of?
Yeah, they have, the way they attach them, it's not,
Okay,
especially harmful.
okay. Because
They have a special, most of them have like a special, doesn't matter for an old burrow.
okay,
But most of them have a spring to
okay,
grow.
okay,
That.
okay, there you go. Yeah, that can just, yeah, that was just one I thought was nice, that could have something, US, 250th anniversary, Harvard, blah, 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 whatever the tree species is. That then, people will see that and can have can have some commemorative.
Sticks in.
Yeah, I mean,
Have
it
it
would
ch-
just be like a little steel tag that would be nailed to the tree.
Yeah. But with some distinctive, Harvard, and then maybe I don't know if we can do the US 250 logo, if
Who's
we'd
making
want to
it?
do that.
Who's going to design the tags and pay for them?
Well, depending on the cost,
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, do we have a budget?
you still haven't spent the money in the welfare. that
Oh.
You have from Mary's Park
Oh,
left over,
okay.
as far as I know.
So we could use
Were
that.
you gonna replace any of the dead trees at Mary's
Yeah,
Park?
there's 4 evergreens and 1.
Color fir.
Yeah,
And the 3
arborvitaes.
arborvitaes.
yeah.
So,
And that'll be this fall?
Yeah, as part of
so do you have an idea of how many you would need?
Not a huge number. I mean, like 25?
Okay.
Yeah.
So 25 tags. If we could find the tags and the price between now and October 1st, we could bring back the cost and what's left in that budget based on what you would be spending on the trees to replace
Okay.
Mary's Park, if there was anything left over, you could.
Yeah, okay,
I can replace the Mary's Parks tree out of operating budget.
Okay.
That way it doesn't fight.
okay. Okay,
We'd
Yeah.
still have time if we brought it, if we brought it back in October, depending on the turnaround time for
Right.
ordering, which I don't think would be that long. They can knock stuff out pretty quickly these days.
oh, yeah,
You
yeah.
could get them tagged before the end of the year.
yeah. And have an event, to,
And so the target age would be around 250
250.
years?
So the concept being, yeah, that the tree has been here since the country was founded. So the tree has been here for 250 or more years as a way of,
I would
What do you
keep it
think?
like really simple and cheesy.
okay, like what
Something
would you
like
do?
Harvard's first Americans.
Oh, I like that.
You know, and-
We can make it say whatever you want.
yeah, because it's not about, oh, this is a borough.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and then have it be, maybe if it's something on our website or some way to find out the history part and
Yeah,
a little bit more about this is
Right.
somewhere else.
And we could even
But-
maybe do our magnet there in front of you, Lisa.
oh,
Something like that.
yeah,
We brought back the old logo for that just because it
yeah,
was.
I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that and Harvard's first
Mhm.
American, and then
Yeah.
something that links to something where you learn about the heritage trees of.
Yeah. Well, and then I was thinking, because it could also be for people in town, because this is only public trees. It's the data we have. But for instance, I have 2 on my property that aren't in the survey because they're on my property, but they definitely are trees that were there then. And I know just from walking around that there are other trees, so people could even nominate their own tree to be recognized, which might be fun. But yeah, it looks like a lot of them. There's, I think, one at Moose Field, and then several out at Lions. And then there were a few random ones around town, although some of those
What is
came
that
down.
1939,
39?
29, 39,
39.
That's hard.
39.
Yeah,
that's hard.
that was the first comprehensive aerial photography in the region. Look at all those trees. So does that mean?
Yeah, we'll work on that and bring it back.
Okay, okay. And I can, or Sarai,
Sari?
Sari.
Yeah.
Yes. She's very creative.
She is, yeah.
Can maybe come up with something cute. But I like that, Harvard's first Americans.
Okay. Pruning.
And I will get the list transferred to a real computer.
I don't know how you're going to transfer without being able to save it.
I'll figure it out. Yeah, I'll find a way. Or I'll just have to get it on a real computer and then just resort it. Because it's
What type of system are you trying to get it off of?
trying to get it off my iPad. So
What's the format?
Oh, it's just an
Is it a
Excel.
Mac? Is it a
it's
Mac?
Excel.
Hmm?
It's Excel.
Excel?
Yeah. I'll figure it out. I'll be fine. Okay. Okay, item number 8, discussion and planning for pruning oak trees along the senior center path. Rob.
Plan is we'll either trim those in the fall or in the winter after all the pests are kind of dormant. I don't mind trimming street trees during the summer when I have a lot of staff, but certainly the delicate trees that are near all the rest of the mature oak trees, I don't want to start inviting pests and other funguses or bacteria or anything that can affect our sensitive, old growth oaks. So they're going to look a little bushy until everything kind of goes dormant.
That's good. I mean, that's the recommendation for oaks anyways, just prune during the dormant season, so.
Yeah.
Cool.
With the guys have been out trimming all the trees. I'm sure they've been out in Shadow Creek. They might have seen them running around. So, did you coach them?
I didn't see them out doing it. We were evaluating their cuts.
Okay.
And how did they do?
They did okay.
Okay. Are you being gracious?
Probably a little bit.
They were okay. Well,
Oh, bless your heart.
Actually, this is just how it is. So, like, you didn't have one person, right? Like,
No, there's one full-time staff member and 2 seasonals.
so that's who was out there.
Full-time staff members in the bucket, seasonals are on the ground.
So it wouldn't be a good idea. It would be a good idea to maybe go with them and evaluate their cuts. Like just do a QC, say okay, which cuts look good to you, which cuts could be better.
Sure.
Because there were some good cuts and then there were some not good cuts. But if they don't get the feedback, they don't.
Well, I will
Were
have
there
some
any,
discussions.
Cut off the middle of the arm?
No, it wasn't.
Probably
Or
too
too
close.
It was
short?
typical stuff. I
Yeah,
mean, it
probably
wasn't,
too-
it would
too
be
close.
the same as some flush cuts, some
Yeah.
rip cuts, some.
Well, I know even, I know they had been talking about how there was a couple cuts they made where it's like, well, the branch didn't look big, so I didn't do a back cut. And I was like, yeah, the undercut and it tore. And he's like, it was so big. And the full-timer's been coaching, and we worked together on a few trees, and then now he's going ahead of me so that I'm not cutting stuff out the top while he's underneath. And then there's another one that's following up with the chipper that's kind of just picking up the mess. But we've done Country Brook, we're doing Shadow Creek, we'll go up to Oak Grove Crossing next. We're trying to train all of the young trees.
Yeah,
So-
it looks great. I mean, it does look nice. I mean, we were taking walks, and one day we couldn't walk down the sidewalk because there was a tree hanging too low, and then the next day we're like, oh. we can get underneath. Well, look at that.
I'm surprised, I'm surprised we didn't get chased out of Country Brook. So
Why?
generally we do.
Just,
People come out and they'll, what are you doing to my tree? You can't do that. That's, especially in the associations.
oh,
That's something
Okay.
that we usually run into. So,
well,
Concerned
it's,
citizens.
but yeah, that's all we
Yeah.
got.
okay, any new business? So I was just gonna bring up for, I think for next year, for Milk Day, having a float for tree board, I think would be good. And, having shirts would be good. And prior to talking with Shawn, he had the idea, he said, prior to maybe earlier in the year, we could decide on a subcommittee that maybe does that.
That would work out because whoever lines up everything for the parade, we could put the tree board float in front of all the landscapers' vehicles and
There you
stuff.
go.
It was, for doing on the fly,
Yeah.
it went really, really well. Like,
Yeah.
It was,
Start in January, planning it, then you'd have January, April meeting.
well, I think that's the thing is there has to be some meetings outside of the tree board.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not, there no decisions are being made. So I
Right.
don't know that it has to It's more to get the work
Get
done.
the stuff done. Sure.
Yeah, it's not about making decisions. The tree board has decided we're gonna be part of Milk Days. Now a certain group of people needs to do the work to make that happen.
Yeah, what is the rules on that, Lisa?
How do you mean?
Well,
sign
like
up.
you said, can there be like just a work group that since the decision's been made, there doesn't have to
Yeah.
be minutes and all that stuff and?
Yeah, we would just need to, decide on the, if you're gonna buy the T-shirts, you have to vote on that, and then we'd figure out where the float's coming from and the cost on that. And
Yeah.
then you just need to make sure when you're doing the work that you're not, discussing official business while you're working, because that would be considered a meeting and that type.
Yeah, but, figuring out how to do the float isn't official business. so,
Right, yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, being able to use the city truck, Public Works truck was good. Yes.
And I think we could probably figure out a way to do a sign, a magnetic thing over the tree board sign or something.
Does anybody have over a Class D license? Does anybody have a Class C driver's license? I say, otherwise you could take the bucket truck.
Maybe I'll get.
I flirted with the idea of getting one just to have it, but I can't justify it right now.
Yeah, a Class.
Step,
a
you want to
Class
get
C-
one?
A Class.
Just to be able to drive the bucket truck.
The Class C license is just, I think you have to take a driver's test in something that has under 26,000, under 16,000. It's over 8 and under 16.
That's my excursion with a full tank of gas.
Yeah, I mean, so you could take an F-550 to a driver's test and come out with your Class C driver's license. We have 2.
There you go.
Drive you to the,
Yeah.
oh, is there a road test for it, or is it just? the
I think in
exam?
order
There's
to
a
get
road
your
test,
Class
too.
C, you have to be
Yeah.
you have to drive a Class C vehicle.
So we had sent out some images for some T-shirts at one point when we were thinking about it. So
Yep.
if you want to revisit that and start thinking about what you want your T-shirts to look like in color, and then we can get those
Yeah.
all ordered in advance and.
And FYI, Shannon and I were talking, we'd both be willing to purchase, if it's not in the funds,
Yeah.
we would be willing to
We could
buy
do
our
our
own.
own, yeah. But
I just
think
sort
we
of
could-
assumed that's what we would have to do.
We could figure something out, I'm sure.
Yeah.
We can figure something out.
Yeah.
Instead of throwing candy, we can fill the back of the truck up with wood chips.
Throw a chips.
Be cheaper.
I won't say this in the meeting. There's a
Throw
fund-
out acorns or something.
Yeah.
Chucking candy off the floats can be fun.
I'll
Okay.
bring it back to the meeting. It was funny.
All right.
Well, it was kind of fun. I mean, we handed out bookmarks.
We ran out.
Yeah, we did. We started out with 500. And
Did the bookmark say anything about volunteering?
yeah, they did. And we had one person reach out and volunteer.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we've got some of the bookmarks are at the library now. So that was,
Hopefully for the next event, I can actually attend it. Weekends are my weekends aren't my own.
All right.
any other new business? Okay. Do I have a motion to adjourn? Shawn motion.
Second.
Jay second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. 7:35.
Oh.
Is it not recording anymore?
No, it's,
Hold on. Which one is that?
go to the stream.
It's no big deal.
Gear.
Oh.
And then